Hello, this is Eric Meyer with South Texas Sport Court. If you're tuning into this playlist for the first time, this is the 5th video in the series of our build-out of the Skidmore home gym located a short drive west of San Antonio. In the previous videos, we covered installation of the Garrett Sports side-fold basketball goal, the wall pads, and the Sport Court high-gloss Maple Select gym flooring. I'll link the playlist in the description below. In this video, you'll see how we paint the stripes on the gym floor. Okay, let's get started. The first step, even when the floor is brand new, is to mop up any dust which may have settled or been tracked onto the floor. My mop of choice is a 6-foot Court Clean flat drag mop. This system is superior to traditional or even microfiber dust mops because a moist towel is pulled across the floor to sweep and mop all in one pass. There's just not a product I would recommend more than a Court Clean for sweeping and mopping large areas. And no, Court Clean is not sponsoring this video. Once the floor dries, I begin applying painter's masking tape to define the locations of the game stripes. If you've seen any other videos about this project, then you know that this home gym half court is roughly 1,500 square feet. It's not quite large enough for volleyball, but a gym this size is ideal for basketball and pickleball. I start by laying tape on both sides of the lane and at the free throw line. I then move on to the blocks on each side of the lane. Taping the blocks is a slow process. It's always faster to apply a long length of tape than several short pieces. After the lane is done, I move on to the semicircle and the three-point lines. Our client requested a high school as well as men's NCAA three-point line. In addition to these stripes for basketball, we also added a center line with attack lines on each side in case they decide to use the gym for volleyball. If you're wondering about the university logo on the floor, that was painted off-site before the floor was installed. It's usually a better use of time to paint artwork off-site and have it ready to go before we start the rest of the project. Rather than painting a solid 2-inch wide line over the logo, we'll reduce this portion of the stripe down to 2 narrow pin stripes at the outer edges of where the 2-inch stripe would be. We've done this on several projects, as you can see in these photos. I carefully cut the tape to remove overlaps at the intersections. This is a slow, exacting process. There is simply no room for errors. You may have noticed that I fold the tape up at the ends to create little tabs. I do this to make the tape removal process faster and easier. The final step before I paint is to clean the space between the tape with acetone. This removes any sweat or oils I have left behind and also removes any adhesive residue left by the tape that has been cut away. I use a 2-part urethane paint that I mix on site. This paint adheres quite well to the urethane layering on the Sport Court high-gloss flooring. This paint has a life expectancy of over 20 years. It's extremely durable and can take a lot of abuse. But it's not cheap. 1 gallon will set you back about $150. I paint the NCAA three-point line and the volleyball stripes first, and then paint the primary basketball stripes. Every part of the painting process is done in a very precise, well thought out order based upon the order in which I'll remove the tape. You may recall that the tape for the NCAA three-point line and the volleyball lines was laid down last. So this tape is on top of the tape for the primary basketball lines. That means these lines need to be painted first. But I'll explain more about that in a little while. Our client chose navy blue paint for the primary basketball stripes and gray for the secondary stripes. I allow the paint to cure for 20 to 30 minutes before applying the second coat. The next layer of paint always takes a little longer to apply, and it always seems to go on a little bit thicker. So we sometimes have to mix a third batch of paint in order to finish the second coat. I work in the same order as before. This ensures that all the paint in the first coat is able to cure for about the same length of time before the top coat is rolled on. I give the second coat a cure time of about 20 to 30 minutes before I begin removing the tape. So you'll recall that I mentioned that the tape for the secondary lines is on top. This is done intentionally, and the gray stripes were painted first on purpose. At this point in the project, the gray paint has been curing longer than the navy paint. Therefore, it makes sense that I would remove this tape first. And now you know why it's on top. Actually, every piece of tape is applied in a very precise order so that it can be removed in the correct order. As I remove the tape, you can see how handy those little tabs are at the end of each piece of tape. There are a few areas where it's not possible to make a tab. In these areas, we either lift the edge of the tape very carefully with a sharp utility blade or our fingernail. This is one part of the process where having a second person is quite helpful. Altogether, it took me about 6 hours to tape and paint this floor. On a full-size basketball court, overlaid with a volleyball court, it takes 10 to 12 hours to tape and paint. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you hit the like button, it might help others who are searching for this type of content. If you want to see the previous video in this playlist, the link is in the description below. Thanks again for checking out this video and other videos on our channel. To learn more about our products and services, please visit southtexassportcourt.com. Sport Court is a registered trademark. Various design characteristics of products manufactured by Sport Court are either patented or have patents pending. Though other products in the marketplace may look similar to Sport Court, these knockoff products do not provide the energy-absorbing safety benefits, longevity, quality, or value that is provided by Sport Court surfacing and related products.